That's the thing that I loved about Wet White T-shirt is like you listen to it and you're like, yes, sex noises.
Yes.
Love that. But then you're literally also talking about like being depressed and crying in the club.
Hot girls can be sad. The reason your T-shirt is wet is from the tears.
Yes, it's not sweat.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like don't
we're
look at me.
Look at my not my eyes.
Hi, this is Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna.
I'm UPSAHL.
And we're talking a little 3-course meal of your tunes today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I saw that you just went on a little vacation by yourself without your phone.
It was incredible. And now that I'm thinking, like, kind of dangerous to, like, I didn't have service the whole time. I was, like, alone in this Airbnb in, like, up in Topanga.
Oh, that's awesome.
Glorious. Like, it was amazing. No one talked to me for, like, 4 days. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Did you, like, physically not bring your phone, or did you just, like...
I brought it because I wanted to, like, on the last day, like, film TikToks, which is ridiculous. But I brought it because I, like... If I'm going to get this Airbnb, like, gotta use it for what, you know.
For content.
For content. But, yeah, I, like, didn't use my phone. I just, like, read books and, like, went to the beach. It was so nice.
Great. And by yourself, too.
Yeah. I'm really great.
I'm not great at doing things by myself. I feel very, like, everyone's looking at me. Mm-hmm, Meanwhile, I'm never paying attention to anyone else.
Yeah, I know.
So to, like, be forced to sit with your own thoughts.
Is low-key kind of scary.
Scary, but I feel like it would be good by, like, day 2.5.
Day 2.5, I was vibing. I was like, I never want to go back to the real world. Like, this is amazing. Like, I understand why people are like, I'm just going to, like, live in my, whatever, camper and just travel.
Right.
Like, that's going to be me in, like, 10 years.
I know. I always say, like, I'd love to just live in Vermont and, like, have a farm or something.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I get a taste of it, I will never come back.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's hard being like, I feel, you probably feel the same, but I feel like half of me is such a city girl and I like love being around people. Yeah. But then the second I get out, I'm like, wait, this is also sick. So it's hard. It's like a internal battle.
I went to school in Boston and I was like, oh my God, I'm a city girl. I'm never going to live anywhere else. Then I moved to West Hollywood. I was like, oh, so I hate being around people. Mood. And I would love to never see like another person ever again.
Especially in West Hollywood. That's intense.
It was intense because it's like city, but also like not, I feel like East Coast cities, at least there's like nice people around. It's like neighborhood vibes. It's just everyone hates each other.
West Hollywood is not that vibe. I live on the east side, so it's more like mellow, which I like.
I love a Silver Lake. I love an Echo Park.
Me too. It's great. The restaurants, all of it. It's amazing.
Yeah, the indie bitches judging my outfit.
Yeah, that is scary. Especially because like when I'm in LA, I'm normally never get ready. Like it's shocking I even put makeup on today, so it's really scary. Like going out, I'm like, don't look at me. Like I look so gross. I'm like, I promise I can be hot. It's fine.
The people know.
Yeah,
don't worry.
It's fine. We're trying.
So you live in LA, but you're just like touring so constantly that you're not here?
Yeah, this year I've been able to tour a lot, which has been really fun.
Okay.
So yeah, I have had my spot in LA for like 5 years now. Like this is home. I always joke that I'm gonna die in LA. Like I'm obsessed with it here. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't really been home that much this year. So it's kind of like this is my first week like settling back into life here, which is nice.
And how long are you gonna be settled?
Like 2 weeks. And then I'm gonna go. I'm really excited. I'm doing like a writing camp in Portugal and London for the rest of the month. So I'm just excited to like, it'll be like a version of my Topanga retreat, but with like my friends that I write with. It'll be cool.
That's awesome. I did do a deep dive of some of the artists you've written for, and like sick. It is just the coolest gals out there. Like Renee Rapp.
Right? Yes.
Obsessed.
Oh, I love her. She's amazing.
I love finding out that artists like you are also behind like slay artists like that.
Fuck yeah.
Like
especially women. I know. I love it. Yes. It's been really cool, especially to watch Renee like pop the fuck off. Like we started writing a little over a year ago, like last summer, and I was just like obsessed with her. I was like, literally I could watch you talk all day. You're fucking hilarious.
That's the thing. Like she's popping off, but she's not sacrificing a single ounce of who she is.
She's like, this is me, take it or leave it. I don't give a fuck, which I just love. And that's how she is in real life too. So it's like really cool to see someone that talented and that authentic, like, get the success she deserves.
Yes.
It's been so cool to watch.
We need that as women too.
We do. We
Being
really
like
do.
a little grimy, a little raunchy.
Yes. Oh, she's so raunchy. I love it. Oh,
Like
she's
making
amazing.
the white male talk show hosts
uncomfortable.
Yeah, be a little scared. Like,
Always.
not know what to do with her.
Exactly.
I love it.
It's amazing.
So you're celebrating the release of the Phoenix mixtapes.
I am, yes.
PHX stands for
PHX.
Phoenix.
Yes.
I assumed that.
Some people like are like, what is PHX? Because I wear like my PHX necklace or whatever, and everyone's like, what the fuck is that? But yeah, I'm from Phoenix, so.
Yeah, that had a lot to do with your upbringing, yeah? Like
Very
in
much.
in your career?
Yeah, I mean, my dad was in like punk bands when I was growing up, so he was
that.
always like playing shows and shit like around the Phoenix music scene, and so that was, I guess, sort of like my intro into music was like Phoenix punk scene and like whatever my dad did, and so yeah, I credit Phoenix a lot to everything in my music career for sure.
Did he raise you on punk music?
Yeah, I mean, he kind of raised me on like everything. What's funny is the only thing my parents didn't play like around the house was like pop music, which is not what I do. But
It works like that though. You
I
want to
know.
do exactly what your parents aren't feeding you.
you like do the opposite. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So it's cool. Like I feel like I grew up listening to a lot of punk, a lot of like the classics, a lot of rock. And then I fell in love with pop music when I moved to LA.
You can hear the punk in like the attitude of your
Sick.
music though.
Love it. Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
Hell yeah.
So if someone were listening to your music for the first time, what's the first song
The
you would feed them?
appetizer?
Yeah, what's the appetizer to upsell?
I want to say my song Drugs because that was sort of like me finding, that was my personal appetizer to my music
Like getting to know
career now.
yourself?
Yeah.
Came here to the party for the drugs. 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 I'm not trying to make a friend or fall in love. Love.
Like when I wrote that song, I wrote it with my friend Sean Kennedy and this producer Kilogram. And Sean, who I love and still write with to this day, he's amazing, like had this idea. I just came in for the drugs. And we wrote the song, but I was like 19 and so terrified to say something like that in a song and whatever. And I remember I like sent it to my team and I was like, LOL, like, here's this song I made, like definitely not for me, but like I wanted you guys to have it. I think it's good. And they were like, why not for you? Like, this is great. And I had to have this sort of like soul searching thing with myself of like realizing what the whole point of music was, which is like to maybe piss some people off or like I'd rather people hate a song than be like, oh, that's good, you know?
Yeah.
So it was this moment of like working up the courage to like put it out, and then that's what sort of created like the ego side of me that is like so down to say whatever the fuck I want in my music now, which didn't exist when I was 19. So Drugs was like the catalyst for all of that.
For sure.
Yeah.
That must feel kind of great to have like started your career sort of censoring yourself a little bit and then all of a sudden like take this drastic shift and now you can like literally like moan in your music.
Literally making sex noises in my songs now. I know. I love it. We love an evolution for
Absolutely.
sure.
And like on a personal level, that just, I don't know, it must feel good.
Yeah, it does. It's cool like to think about how naive and stupid and like shy I was when I was just moved to LA. I didn't know anyone and I was just like cared so much about what other people thought and like really cared about what everyone on my team had to say and would just sort of follow that lead. And so to like see where I am now, it's like been really cool to watch like the growth. I think you can like feel it in the music too of just like my personal self.
Drugs was the one that kind of took off and I think sort of jump started your career. I don't know how early on that was.
Well, it's funny because I put out Drugs I think in like 2018 or 19 or something, and it wasn't until 2020 when like everyone was bored out of their minds that it like popped off on TikTok or whatever, which was cool because like I always loved the song and I thought it was special, but no one else did until like years later. So it was cool to get that sort of like stamp of approval from everyone else. They were like, oh, it like validated how like good I felt about the song, you know?
Totally. You can grind forever and like not get any validation from the millions of listeners, but it's nice to hear them make a little noise.
No, totally.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
So we have the Phoenix mixtapes.
We do.
I want to hear what your intention was about it. Were you trying to create a collection of songs that sounded a certain way? Did you like come up with a theme beforehand?
Literally, the theme was no theme for the Phoenix tapes, which was so fun. Yeah. I was just feeling so like, especially in the age of TikTok and trying to get shit to go viral, I was just feeling so like boxed in the studio, and I was trying to put myself into this like perfect little alt pop whatever the fuck box with a bow on it, and like
totally.
I just decided that for this year I wanted to just have so much fun in the studio and like not care about genre or fitting into any sort of box, and that's where I got all of these songs. Like I went from a song like Wet White T-shirt, which is like me literally moaning into the microphone, to like 0 or 100, which is like me being like way too vulnerable than I should have been in like a song. So it's cool to like, you can just tell we were just experimenting and having a lot of fun with it.
Don't look at my eyes, dripping all night, dripping on my wet white T-shirt.
The sound is so fun, and the lyrical content is so intimate.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I loved about Wet White T-shirt is like you listen to it and you're like, yes, sex noises,
yes,
love that, but then you're literally also talking about like being depressed
yes,
and crying in the club,
exactly,
which is such a real duality. I'm like, hot girls can be sad.
Hot girls can be sad. The reason your T-shirt is wet is from the tears.
Yes, it's not sweat.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like don't
we're
look
sobbing.
at me.
Look
I'm
at
crying.
my tits, not my eyes. Yeah, exactly.
Literally. No,
yeah.
I thought it was a really, I don't know, like strangely, like deceivingly deep collection of work.
Thank you.
I loved it. I'm really curious about the way you separated it into two sides.
Yeah.
Because we don't really make records anymore.
Right.
That there's like an A side and a B side, but you had on Spotify it's separated into 3 songs.
Yeah.
Was there like a grouping that you did that on purpose? Like, is each side have a different sort of vibe?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wanted, like, the reason I did this, the A and B sides, was just because I was having so much fun in the studio and just experimenting. Like, I wound up with so many songs that I loved, and so I like called my label and my team, and I was like, so like, how many songs can we like put out at once? And they're like, you can do 2. Like, let's keep the ball rolling. And so I kind of started using the B side as like my way to like just have like a lot of fun. And like the first B-side I put out was the song called Condoms, which is just like very experimental in the production.
Love that song.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that one's fun. We like started it as a ballad, and then once I came up with the idea for the B-side, I was like, we should go like full crazy on this and like do whatever we want, which is fun. So the B-sides have sort of allowed me this like different, less serious creative space for the songs, which has been fun. But yeah, honestly, it was just a result of me wanting to put out a lot of songs.
I love that though. Condoms, that's funny that was the first one you put out of those ones, because I feel like that's sort of the, like the red curtain comes down and we see like all of the emotions that are behind all of these songs.
Totally.
And the way it builds up at the end with that like crunchy production. It's so cathartic.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I really loved it.
Thank you.
So what would you say would be like the meat of this era, a song that represents
the meat?
Yes.
Main course. Definitely 0 or 100 probably.
Only 0 or 100. I only hate it or love it. It's like I'm always stuck on either side.
The entire mixtape is very sexual, very like out there, and pretty confident in most of it, but 0 or 100 is the most like vulnerable side of that, and it's sort of explaining why a lot of the songs are either like super confident or super sad, because it's like I'm either 0 or 100, and it's like, yeah, it's the type of thing where when you write songs, or at least when I write songs, I'll be in the studio feeling like, fuck yeah, like this is the most vulnerable I've been, like people are gonna love this, and then it's like the night before a song comes out, I'm like, this is so embarrassing, everyone that I know is gonna judge me. So it's like, it's definitely, that's how I felt when doing 0 or 100. And so I think that's when songs scare you like that, like what happened with Drugs, like putting that song out scared the shit out of me. I think that's what is the most special as an artist, you know?
Right. I think that is kind of a good way to judge if a song is good or not, though. Like, if it scares you for all of the people you went to high school with to listen to it,
then it's perfect.
Perfect for strangers.
Literally, yes,
right?
Exactly. I feel that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that, like, we were talking about how Renee Rapp is like being 100% herself.
Yeah.
I think that this collection of songs is a good representation of like being a woman and being able to be like sexual and confident and not, I don't know, diminishing that part of yourself.
Yeah.
But also keeping like an emotional level too. Like
Totally.
we're kind of expected to be one or the other at any given point as women in this industry specifically.
But we're everything
All at everything.
once.
Like if you're pop, they like want to push you to be, I don't know, like a fucking woman on a pedestal.
Right.
And then as soon as you go singer-songwriter, they just want you to be like vulnerable and talk about relationships. But you're saying like, I can be 0 and 100.
Totally.
All at once.
Dude, exactly. I know.
Like, sorry, not to preach.
No, like, please. No. Yeah, everyone loves their little, like, boxes to, like, put people in. I think it's just our brains like to be able to define a person or a thing with, like, one definition. And it's, like, people are way more complex than that. And artists have, like, I think as artists, too, and as songwriters, it's, like, our job almost to, like, bring awareness to, like, the entire spectrum of human emotion, and I feel the entire spectrum like every day. So
yeah, and a lot of people do.
Yeah, totally.
I'm sure people have been feeling very seen in this music.
Oh, cool.
You're going on tour in February, yeah?
I am. I'm opening for Mother,
which is such a cool pairing.
I'm so excited.
Like you and them, just such like intense, like genre bending pop moments.
They're also just like their music is obviously more rock leaning, and so I'm just excited to like make my set just like a rager. It's gonna be really fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have you been playing any of the songs like while you've been on tour this summer?
I have. I got to play some of them before they were released, which is always like so scary and fun.
What was the response like to them?
It was great. I mean, I played 0 or 100 at Lollapalooza for the first time before it was out, and it was like so magical. Like I never get chills on stage because like I'm always just in my own zone or whatever, but I was like, this is sick. Like it was really fun. But yeah, I've been playing most of the mixtape on the road, and it's been really cool to see. It's fun when like you just put a song out and then you're playing a show a few days later and everyone already knows it. It's the coolest feeling.
Totally.
Yeah.
And you're promoting a new song.
I am.
Right now, which I'm just going to say is the dessert for our
It is the dessert. It has to be. Yeah.
Can you say what it's called?
It's called Slay.
I'm guessing.
Slay. My nails, slay. My dog, slay. My best friends are slay. Your shoes, lame. Your attitude, lame. Your mom, lame. But this song, that's a slay.
Slay, actually, with 5 Ys.
Oh my God! Of course, we have a Barbie doll of Slater.
Wait, I love that.
I have to show you, but she's naked and she just has a sash that says Slater.
Obsessed with that.
And sneakers on.
Incredible.
Yeah, we found her in a
so good. I love that.
We found her in a cardboard box a couple weeks ago, and we were like, "Oh, her clothes probably got lost."
No, that's the point.
That is the point, is that she's a naked Barbie.
That's incredible.
I love it. But
that's amazing.
You've been promoting Slay on TikTok.
I have.
Such creative marketing.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea. I mean, it's the B-side to Volume 4.
Okay, I love our little groupings.
Yeah, the A-side is called No Hands, which is a more serious song about me being chaotic and whatever. But it's dancey and it's really fun. And then Slay, I just wanted to... I mean, we wrote it as a joke. I was in a session with this writer, Cleo, and this producer, Pink Slip. And we had been writing all day, like, a different song. And I say Slay. Like, you know when you start saying a word very, like, ironically...
Absolutely.
And it becomes your entire vocabulary unironically.
Yeah.
That is me and Slay. I feel like everyone's like that with Slay.
For sure.
So I was like saying it so much in this fucking session that they started making fun of me. I think it was like our first time ever working too. And Pink was just like, oh my God, Slay. And we were like, I think that we need to make that song really quick. Like as we were leaving, we were like, we need to make this song in like 20 minutes.
Oh, that's
so we made it. And I was never going to put it out. It was just funny. And then I just kept listening to it and I was showing it to my friends and they were like, wait, I know this is a joke, but this slaps. So it's coming out. I'm very excited.
Honestly, that's how some of the best songs are written.
Yeah.
I went to school for songwriting.
Oh, hell yeah. Did you go to Berkeley?
I did go to Berkeley.
Sick. I'm so jealous of the Berkeley crew out here. Y'all run deep. And I'm like on the outside, like, I want to be friends. I'm just kidding.
It's nice to know that no matter where I go, I will recognize someone.
Yeah.
Like any Starbucks I walk into,
there's another Berkeley kid
There's
there.
another Berkeley kid, but it is also kind of terrifying because it's like so cliquey.
Really?
Yeah, it was very much like high school.
Got it.
It was like I knew what group everyone was in, who were the jazz cats that like stood on the street corner and played.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah. So it's nice, but it's also like being a couple years out now, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm at my like 5-year high school reunion. Like with different people. Yes.
Yeah, literally.
Every
That's
day.
funny. My drummer Ross went to Berkeley, and
cool.
so whenever I like, that's my only like take I have of Berkeley. So I guess he was part of the like drummer clique. Who knows?
Probably.
But yeah. So funny.
But yeah, I would often get an assignment like in every songwriting class that was like write a song as a joke.
Really?
And they were almost always people's favorite songs that they wrote that semester.
That's amazing.
Because you like kind of let down your I don't know, your like songwriting thinking cap.
Yeah.
And you stop being so analytical about everything. You're like, slay.
Yeah, getting rid of your inner, what is it? Like your inner like
Critic?
dialogue, inner critic being like, this is a bad idea. Like it's more fun to just, it's a really good assignment.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
And even like we would get made to like write a rap song too, and most of us were like singer-songwriter.
Right.
And we're like, we can't rap. And then we
Then
write
you're
these like
bars.
Yeah, we write
That's
these great
amazing.
lyrics because it's so far out of our comfort zone.
Right.
So I'm excited. You've also been pushing people out of their comfort zones on TikTok as you promote this song.
Oh yeah. It's
Talk
been
about
very fun.
these like Hollywood Boulevard interviews you've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it would be a really fun idea. It started with my last release. It was the B-side for my last one called Fucked by Life. And I was
Yes.
like, this would be funny. Like, I should interview people with a vibrator, like, on the street. And, like, they're definitely going to notice. It's going to be so funny. And then no one noticed, like, at all. Like, a whole day of shooting, not a single person knew I had this vibrator, like, literally in their face. Sometimes I would, like, buzz it and, like, turn it on.
It's
no one noticed.
Big-ass vibrator.
It's like the magic wand. Like, I literally went into the sex store, like, the day of the shoot. I was like, the biggest vibrator you have, like, I need it.
That's great.
Yeah, it was amazing. So now I'm doing this thing called Slay or Not Slay.
Yes.
People have to decide what slay or not slay. It's been really fun, and it's pushed me out of my like social comfort zone. Like approaching people on the street is like intimidating, but it's been fun.
Yeah, I at Lollapalooza, which is where we first met, I had to go in the crowds and like ask people questions.
Oh my gosh.
Horrifying. Social skills though, through the roof now.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I can talk to anyone.
Because once you do it a couple times, you're like, this is easy. I got this.
Yeah, I'm like, what could go wrong? Anything that could go badly already has.
Yeah. People say
So
no. People tell you to fuck off. You're like, great.
Yeah. But I want to know what your slays are this week. Or
My
your not
slays of the week.
Yeah.
Ooh. A good slay is, this is actually really big. You can tell I've been on tour for a long time. I've cooked every meal for myself this week, which normally I literally don't buy groceries, which this is big for me. But that's because it's my only like week home. So I'm really trying to like,
that's great.
Chef it up. That's my slay.
Chef it up.
My other slay is that I finalized the masters for my next song for Slay and for No Hands this week, which feels good. What are your slays?
Oh God, my slays. I brought a loaf of bread to a charcuterie board party.
Sick.
And they didn't open it, so
you got to take it home.
I took it home, and I've been living off of this loaf of bread.
Incredible.
Like I got tomato soup. Did a little that moment. I made a breakfast sandwich. I'm like, how many ways?
Did you bake this bread?
Oh God, no.
Oh, I was like, damn.
I did not.
You're like, absolutely not.
I got a $2 French baguette from Trader Joe's.
But that's the best when you like think everyone's gonna take your shit, and you're like, oh, I get to like going home with a bottle of wine. I'm like,
absolutely. On my way out, I was like,
I'm gonna take one of these. Thank you.
Yeah,
good for you.
That's my slay.
It's a really good slay.
Like
I love how both of ours were food related.
Like very domestic slay, but made me happy.
I love it. Fuck yeah.
You're inspiring me to actually cook a meal today, though.
Yeah, it's been kind of therapeutic, low-key. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm in my era of life where I like get a bagged salad from Trader Joe's on the way home, and like that's my
me
my
too.
meal.
No, like definitely that was one of the meals I cooked, was like the bagged salad. But to me, as long as it's not like spending $50 on like lunch at Erewhon, it's a win, you know?
I just was introduced to an Erewhon that is around the corner from my house, like walkable.
It's I'm so jealous that you have one. Actually,
I wish I didn't
you're
know.
Right, you're right.
Because now I'm like, oh, I feel so rich when I walk in here. It smells
the food
great.
Is so good. Like it's bad.
Good. And I can justify the price too once I'm in there and I like see it in front of me.
Yeah, because you're in the environment. You're like, this actually is worth
$19 for 8 pieces of sushi.
It never is, but it's so good. Yeah, it's tough.
So good.
There isn't an Erewhon by me, thank God, because I would be unwell. It would be bad.
That would be extremely bad.
Yeah.
So I have one final question for you.
Hell yeah.
It's an important question.
Okay.
And I want to know who your ones to watch are.
Ooh, who are my ones to watch?
Who should we be listening to?
Ooh, this is fun. Zoe Coe. I love her.
I love Zoe Coe.
She is an angel, and she's just a badass. I love when pop girlies bring in the punk energy, and she's been doing that. She has an album coming out soon that I got to co-write on. Like, she's so
great.
badass. I love her. Who else? Fuller. He's one of my best friends, and he does like this alt pop thing that's like perfect to like drive to get drunk to. I love him. Those would be my 2 ones to watch.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We've kept it concise.
Yeah. Do people normally list a lot?
People normally go through their whole on repeat. I'm like, I love
right,
I love that you know. You know, you had your
concise.
2. This is good.
Had
this is
to.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to make for dinner then?
What? I don't know. It's between me being lazy and doing like a little Trader Joe's frozen aisle moment.
That's so acceptable though.
Yeah. Or it's going to be like I go in and make like a salmon like poke bowl situation. Ooh. Which I think I'm going to probably do. I'm feeling amped after this.
Okay,
this
good.
interview. This will be fun. Yeah.
Love that.
What are you going to make for dinner?
That's such a good question. I've had that like glazed salmon bowl.
So good.
From TikTok, like saved for so long, and I haven't made it yet.
Make it.
So maybe my mother's calling me.
Oh my god. she's gonna answer and be like, "Hey, motherfucker." Just kidding.
No,
that's
literally.
So cute.
Every time I hang up on one of her phone calls, she sends me a text with Siri that says "fuck you" or like "so you hate me."
I want to be best friends with your mom. That's amazing.
She's like a little Jersey.
She
like,
sounds
trucker
amazing.
gal.
That's so cute. I love that.
I hung up on her phone call the other day, and she texted me, well, since you're not around, I'll just tell you I had the best bite of an apple. Her texture was incredible. I think Honeycrisp.
Literally, she's iconic. I love that.
She's the best. She's an icon.
Oh, I'm obsessed with that. That's how I am with my mom. I'm like, I had the best bite of an apple today. She's like, I don't give a fuck, but great. Yeah.
Yes, we're codependent.
Yeah. I love that though. That's amazing.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
Yeah. Well, catch her mixtape on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places. And catch her on tour.
Yeah, next
Mother
year.
Mother.
Let's rage.
Once again, this is UPSAHL.
Bye. Thank you guys.
Thanks.